Most Americans, when the jailbreak from COVID occurred and they finally got out of their house, they ran amok. They went on all kinds of vacations. They bought new toys. They went out and had a lot of dinners. Most people lived way beyond their means, and consumer credit card debt went to the highest levels that this nation has ever seen. And then interest rates associated and tied to those credit cards skyrocketed with all the Fed rate increases. Do you even know who has 20, 30, $40,000 in credit card debt? Do you know who has taken out another auto loan or two? Do you know who has taken out a home equity line of credit with their bank or their credit union? What we're looking to establish is what is the cumulative interest rate among all the debt that your borrowers have, not just the mortgage indebtedness that you put them into, but all of it. So I want you to call the easy easies first. And I want you to say hi. I want you to take the pressure off yourself. This isn't about you having to come up with some magical script that somehow talks them into doing a loan when it doesn't make sense for them to do a loan. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is lowering their guard and connecting with them. Asking them how their family is. What's new in your life? Touching base with them on what they did this last summer for vacation, or maybe that their kids are getting geared up for Halloween, or they're an empty nester now, or what their favorite sports team's success has been. I mean, it doesn't matter. Talk human to human, build a relationship, develop a connection. And after you've done that, if there's a window of opportunity, I mean, first of all, if the conversation just ends there, that's fantastic. You've just lowered their guard. They're going to get off the phone and they're going to be like, wow, that was really nice of Tim to call me, to think of me. That's really sweet of him. So when I call them the next time, when there's a refinance opportunity, they're going to be much more receptive to my call because I took the time to call them when I didn't have my own agenda, when my agenda was just to say hi. And now their guard is going to be lowered and they're going to want to hear what I have to say. But, and in most cases, this will be the case, there will be an opportunity for you to segue the call into a little bit of a conversation about interest rates. And what I would suggest is a script something like this. Mr. Jones, one of the things that I've been finding when I've been touching base with people like yourself and saying hello is that it's important for me to ask you a few questions just to kind of update my files on where you stand as it relates to all of your debt. I mean, I know what your mortgage is. We got you locked in at 3.125%, a couple of years ago in 2022 on that 30-year fixed. And I'm really thrilled that we did. And obviously rates have gone up a lot since then, although they're starting to come down a little. But I don't want to take for granted that I know what you might be looking at in the way of credit card debt or home equity lines of credit or auto payments. Could we go over that, please, for just a couple of minutes? Because what I want to do, Mr. Jones, is I want to establish a strike rate for you. Now, what I mean by the term strike rate is the interest rate that it would take for it to be irrefutable, that it would make good business sense, good financial sense for you to do a new loan, vis-a-vis a rate and term refinance, vis-a-vis taking cash out for improvements to your home, vis-a-vis consolidating all of your debt into one new debt load, but taking advantage of the after-tax benefits of tying it all into your mortgage. So I'd like to do an analysis for you. Compare and contrast your existing situation, what you're currently paying and is going out the door on a monthly basis with all of your debt, to what is available in the market in the way of a new loan right now. And chances are really good that it may not make sense to do a loan right now. But that's not really the point. What I want to understand is what does the rate need to get down to where it does make great sense for us to take out another loan and wrap all of this debt into one. You go through it with Mr. Jones. He gives you all of the information. And then you do an analysis, a side-by-side comparison. Here's what your current existing monthly outlay is. Here's what it is after tax. Here's what your new monthly outlay would be in the current market environment. Here's what it would be after tax. If that doesn't make sense, then the third column in your analysis would be, here's what your monthly outlay would be after tax at this interest rate, which is not yet available, but which becomes our strike rate for us to watch. And when that rate hits, we lock you in, we get you reapproved, and we take advantage of the opportunity. So that's what a strike rate is. And you need to be developing one for every single one of your clients that you have in your database right now, because your job, your only job at the end of the day is to manage people's debt. I mean, that's what you do for a living. So On every new loan that you do right now, you need to be having this conversation with all those clients too. When that loan closes or before it closes, you need to be establishing what the strike rate is to do a new loan in the future. Every single person in your CRM should have a strike rate attached to them. You should know exactly what the rate needs to be for it to make great sense for them to move forward with doing another loan.